We still don't care. Anytime, anywhere.
And now, the World Tag Team Champions.
Cock back the hammer, watch me lay him down. Saw face the villains, we don't play around. Nobody make a sound. Oh! Grab your women and children and get the safer ground. The king's done like a Jamaican town. Futuristic flow, dark start with a laser sound. Leaving nothing but a vapor trail. And my bass heavyweight, no shake, I'ma break the scale.
Victor, we have followed your instructions to the letter.
Let me just cut to the chase. You have a bucket of weight.
Hello, and welcome to the WrestleCollective Weekly Podcast. I am your host, George Slick Flair Carter, but of course, I'm never here alone. Always here with my collective compadres. Got a different cast and crew today, some moving parts, but we've had a lot of fun here. Crazy stuff has happened this week on the collective. Speaking of one of the biggest things that happened this week for the collective, on Queens Road, we had our very first wrestler interview where the Queens Road team interviewed Kid Bandit. That was a fantastic episode. Talking about what it is to have pride and you know, being, you know, different in this landscape of professional wrestling. So that is an episode you'll definitely want to check out. So if you like the content we have here, you'll definitely love that episode. So please check out the latest episode of Queens Road featuring Kid Bandit. Fantastic, great work done by Taylor, done by Graps, and done by Soto. Amazing interview. Definitely one to replay and watch over again. But as you see, like I said, I'm not here alone. Always here with my collective compadres. I'm also here with James. James, how you doing today, man?
I am good, sir. Although it's hot as Hades up in New England territory. We got a major heat wave that rolled in, literally 115 on the heat index, 100 degrees actual temperature. It was 102 at its highest point. So yay me, I'm sweating. I actually have to have my desk fan blowing at me. So that's fun.
Laughs and Texan is all I'm going to say. Laughs and Texan. Yeah. Speaking of Texan, I'm going to say what's up to my fellow Texan here, Grumpy Omega. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Well, by comparison, the weather here is beautiful.
Right? Yeah. We live in.
But, you know, that could change on a dime. We could get that humidity up there, too. So, but yeah. Thursday's pod day. It's my favorite day. Let's do it.
We're also joined by the one, the only, the Dev, 3D. How you doing, Dev?
Pretty good.
This
I'm
guy
glad
finds his way to worm onto the show every single week, and I got to figure out how.
I'm always happy when I decide to allow Grumpy to appear on screen. I'm glad I make those things happen.
I think we need a
every
proof of
so
life
often.
on Advocate, because now I'm starting to get worried something actually happened to him.
We will be having an Advocate update here very soon. I know some people have been wondering where he's been. Is he all right? Advocate is okay. You will see him on Collective Airwaves very soon. But we're also joined by a person who I admire. I think this man sees right through me, as I've said multiple times in private. I'm saying it in public. Very incredibly well spoken. Host on Queens Road, just wasn't this past week. You hear his voice all the time on Spaces. Maybe this is one of your first few times seeing his lovely face. We're all joined by Mr. Carlos Estrada. How you doing, man?
Good, guys. I feel like the kid who's homeschooled who got to come to the regular class for the day. There you go. With the kids. Oh man, cool! I can get that lunch too. I have another guest as well. Got Papa Monet here.
Oh, that's dope. That is dope. Hey, so
the
I
big
gotta ask
guest.
you, how much did you pay for that? What?
$75.
Jesus.
Worth it.
And Deb, she says she wants her weed back, bitch. She wasn't giving it to you. To keep, just to borrow.
Just to borrow. Let that be known. Just to borrow.
Let it be known. She wants to know, Deb, are you stupid or are you just dumb? She wants to ask that question.
Well, Deb.
I love that the homeschool kid brought his puppet for show and tell. It's great.
Exactly. I know how to make friends. My mom taught me well.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well, typically we would be having This Week in Wrestling History, but with Graps being out and Advocates being out, we're going to skip This Week in Wrestling History this week because I kind of forgot to do it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Shit.
But that kind of works because I do want to give a heads up now that next week will be the summer vacation for the collective. We'll be taking a week off to recharge, rest, get ourselves back in order together, and of course, just enjoy some time with the family. We got 4th of July this weekend, so I don't know what you guys are doing, but I hope you guys are around a grill or at the very least around some family. Touch some grass, have a cold beer or cold water, whatever you drink.
Win a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, win a hot dog eating contest, but enjoy the weekend because there is no wrestling on this weekend as well. We had a shit ton of wrestling on last weekend, so I don't think there's anything on this weekend. So enjoy it. Enjoy this time. But no, This Week in Wrestling History, we're going to get right into it. But before we do, I want to say please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as you'll know when we go live. Want to again thank everybody for tuning in and listening, and also want to thank everybody who are already tuned in and watched Queens Road. Again, great work by them. The last episode featuring Kid Bandit, definitely check that out. But today we got a lot to break down and talk about. We're going to be talking about what our thoughts and reflections were from this wild weekend that was wrestling. We had 4 whole shows, but last week we asked, how do you find the time to watch all of these wrestling shows? And today we're going to kind of break down the minutia of those wrestling shows. We had AEW go, 4 hours, almost 4.5 hours. Everything else, 5 hours. Great American Bash, everything else went about 2.5 or 3 hours, I want to say. So a lot of hours dedicated to wrestling. And Carlos, you were actually there in the building. So when we get to that, you're going to have a very particular view on length of show. But before we get into the length of show, let's talk about kind of what happened at the show. So let's talk Forbidden Door really quick, guys. The show was great. I thought the show was good. Again, a little long, but we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about the results of Forbidden Door. Were any of you guys surprised by any of the results or anything like that, or was this just standard fare for you guys? Carlos, I'll start with you.
I wasn't surprised by the results, but I was pleasantly surprised by how good the matches were. Like that's the thing. Like again, being there live, like seeing my world be made as a superstar. I know I'm going to see Osprey and Osprey in the main event. I know I'm going to get a good match on it. But like just seeing somebody show up and show out, get an opportunity and rise to it, and getting to see like all the different people, like just the fans just cheer for her and how much she went over the crowd. Like I even said when I put in a post, like I wanted Mercedes to win, but by the time it was over, I really want to see my world win. And that's just a testament to what they put on as performers. So nothing surprising, but again, just overly pleasantly surprised by everybody showing up and showing out. Shota, I think, arrived too. I think in a year we could get Shota versus Moxley. I wouldn't say that 6 months ago, but that was a match I want to see. But again, he showed up and showed out against Pac as well.
Yeah. Dev, did you have a particular match of the night or anything that kind of maybe shocked or surprised you?
The women's Owen Hart final was my match of the night. They stole the show.
Yeah. Stole the show? I don't know.
Close to Leo
show.
Rush.
Yeah.
Leo Rush pretty much stole the show on his own too.
I mean, Leo Rush right now is doing some of the greatest work of his career. Leo Rush.
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk about that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Leo Rush is super, super over. He's taken the ball and ran with it. Grumpy, did you have a favorite match or anything that stood out to you? Were you shocked by any of the results that happened at Forbidden Door?
I was. Most of them were fairly predictable. However, I thought Swerve was going to win for a couple of reasons. I thought the Will winning might have been a little telegraphed, and I think him coming back, I thought it was he didn't need to win it yet. I think it would have been a good story for him to go through more with the Death Riders, go through more to climb back to the top. So I thought Swerve was going to win, especially because Swerve has had a lot of start and stops the past 6 months to a year, right? A lot of start and stops. He comes back, says, I'm here to take over, I'm better than ever, and I'm more ruthless than ever, and then he gets beat. I'd like for them to stop doing that. Other than that, fairly predictable show. Still a great show, pretty predictable.
Yeah, it was, but sometimes predictability is not always the worst thing. James, was there a match of the night or any shocking surprises for you on Forbidden Door?
Other than Mr. Reddy himself, Jay White. No, I was pretty happy with everything involved when it came to the shows. I actually liked all the results from the weekend, but in particular, I think my favorite thing from the weekend was the Ospreay Swerve match. I know that's been a lot of debate, a lot of chatter. I guess in a way I'm on an island to myself in that I didn't really notice the length of the show until after the match concluded. I'm like, holy shit, it's almost 4. Like, what the hell are we doing here? But I enjoyed it. That was like my match of the night by far. Honestly, might be match of the year contender.
We got about the rest of the year. We're at the halfway point of the year, so that's a good nominee for sure. That is definitely a good nominee. No, I thought the show was great. Could have, we'll talk about it later. We'll get more in depth, when we talk about the time and length of shows. But to me, one of the more surprising things, honestly, gonna call me crazy, was Jay White. I did not, after every pay-per-view of, okay, Jay White's going to come. Jay White's going to come. Jay White, you kind of, it's like, all right, I don't, I gave up. I legitimately gave up thinking that he was going to show up. Especially
he retired his Twitter finger slick and he got back to work.
Right. It was ready. And it's like, so for every pay-per-view, I just gave up. But so seeing Jay White was legitimately a shock and surprise to me. I was very, very happy. Carlos, you were, again, in the building. When Jay White showed up, was it a shock for you?
Oh, yeah. So earlier in the day, I met the Bang Bang Gang, right? So they were there doing the meet and greet for the tequila brand. And I asked them, I'm like, when are we going to get Switchblade back? When are you guys going to fight? I'm like, I literally asked them that question that day. I'm like, when are you guys going to fight the dogs? They go, this is like been the match I've been wanting on Forbidden Door for the last 3 years. And then Juice was like, he didn't tip his hat, but he's like, I've been teasing him and trying talking shit to those guys to try to antagonize them. So we're trying to. And then when the lights went, I didn't know who it was going to be. None of us did, because like, who was it going to be? And then like when he came out, it was like such a big pop, And then having those guys like being there, standing at the entrance was really cool. And they were over. I mean, they got a lot of love from the crowd, and I just think that's cool because again, they've been kind of with like just kind of just around, putting a lot of people over. So hope now's the time, and now they get to go, But it's gonna be fun to watch, man. Hopefully, Gabe Kidd gets his visa issues sorted out soon because it's gonna be a fun little feud, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, they're gonna cook, man. There's a lot of fucking heavy hitters, yeah.
Yeah,
and just to the dogs too. I mean, they've been there for about 4 months. They had totally made what a signing, man. Connors and fucking and yeah, they've been awesome, man.
Finley, they've been.
Sorry to talk about your man so much, Grumpy. Please forgive me.
Dude, I've been a fan of these three. Like even Gabe Kidd, the work he's doing since he's come back. Like everything that they've done, that they've touched, turns to gold. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I love it.
And nobody knew because again, he says all the time, "I'm coming back." Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Carlos, I have a question. Because on TV, they cut to the guys on the ramp and they stayed on them for a minute, and then when they cut back, Jay White's there. What is it? I've never seen that happen in person. Like, when did he come out? Did he come out while it was dark? How does that work in person?
We didn't see him come out, but he was out there when the lights came back on. He was in the ring already. And I didn't think I was, and so because again, where I was looking at, I was literally like staring at the entrance. But I didn't see the boys out there first. I was looking at the ring because who is it? And then it was like him. I was like, holy shit, because again, who's gonna help these guys, And then it was like, and then it made, and again, like I just love again the storytelling, right? Because AEW doesn't tell stories, right? and it's just the continuality of it. Like even Christian being like, I hate those fucking guys, you know, and it's like, and so it's just like. It's just really, really fun to watch. You know, but he was there, and then simultaneously they were standing there. But I just don't think they shone the light on them until he showed up, and they were watching like, get him, fucking like, it's go time. You could just see in their eyes how excited they were. Like, we're back, dude, we're back.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm very happy to see a fully fledged Bullet Club Gold. Shout out to all the gold members out there. Man, something else that happened this past weekend, because we don't have to get into every little bit, but let's see. We've crowned a new world heavyweight champion in Sami Zayn.
WWE champion.
WWE champion, excuse me. What did you guys, what do you guys, how do you guys feel about this? Because I got a lot, I'm seeing a lot of people say like, oh, this feels like Darby Allin. He's not going to hold the title for very long. This is something we talked about on No Dirt earlier. Like, even if it is just like a week long, or a few week long reign, like it's still like kind of important. Like it's long overdue. But
I have thoughts on this.
So I'll let you go. I'll jump off. Sami Zayn is now your WWE champion. What do you think?
First of all, congratulations, Sammy. Happy for him. He waited a long time for this. Don't get too used to that seat because either Cody's winning it back at SummerSlam or they're going to put it on the sunglass guy for another shot. I don't know why, but one of those two things is happening. And it's going to be hilarious. I'm sure we'll get into this a little bit later. It would be hilarious if Jay gets a title shot at SummerSlam and Oba does not.
Would be...
Given the results of the King of the Ring.
I'm just interested in this because like I never pegged Sammy. I thought he was going to go his whole career without it. Right? I genuinely thought Sammy would go his whole career without it, and so having him get it at this stage of his career, it kind of feels like a here damn type of deal. Like,
but why not give it to him at Royal Rumble then? That's my thing. He fought Drew at the Royal Rumble. Why not give it to him there? Like he could have had more of an opportunity there. And for me, the whole thing just feels like we got you guys. You thought Cody was gonna win, but we got Sammy.
Yeah.
And it feels disingenuous, And the thing is, like they say, well, it's more about the chase. We're not going to chase 8 days long. Like that's not a fucking chase, So I'm happy for Sammy. I think it's really good that he got the title, but I hope he gets another title reign because I just think if he's going to lose it on Monday Night Raw, which it sounds like what's going to happen, it's just a genuine title reign. He deserves better than that. Yeah. And Cody should stay away from the title. It's like, I don't know what Cody thinks, but fans are tired of your ass, Cody Rhodes. Like, let someone else have the title for a while.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think they're like taking a little bit of a pit stop from Cody so that they could say, oh, look, he doesn't always have the belt. You can't say that he's always has the belt. Okay, so he someone else is carrying it for him for 2 weeks, and he's going to get it right back. Fuck you.
It's very much a here damn to your guys' point to kind of jump on this. As much as I am happy for Sami Zayn, I mean, the moment itself was like beautiful. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Can't say enough good things about Sammy. Super happy for him. That said, it really did feel like, here it is. And you just wait for that shoe to drop of when is he going to drop it next.
Hey man, like I hope I'm wrong. I would love for me to be wrong, and I would love for him to have a great reign and actually face some challengers. I think that it's a really cool opportunity for him to, when he had the Intercontinental belt, and I know he was playing a heel at the time, and he had that whole gimmick of being paranoid that people were coming after him, but he did it so well. He was so much fun to watch when he had that Intercontinental belt. Yeah. He can really do something great if you give him the chance to do it. Sammy's very, very talented.
Yeah, I mean, that and, you look at what he did with the Bloodline. I mean, realistically, if we're going to be real about it, and let's be real about it, they should have given him the damn title at the Chamber.
Yes.
Like, they should have given him the title at the Chamber. They didn't want to because they wanted to do the record. I mean, just call it as it is. But I'm glad he got it eventually.
Dave, what is your take? How are you feeling about Sami Zayn getting his first title?
I think it made great for the actual PLE card. There were a lot of surprises, a lot of pleasant surprises. that we can go into later, but the way it opened was almost like a make or break for a lot of fans. I'm not for the company. The company will always be fine, but like the King of the Ring winner, that was gonna make or break a lot of people's fan bases. So yeah, Sami Zayn getting the title, picking the title up off of Gunther and Cody in the same night, like that's a pretty cool flex to have. In a three-way, the most important match stipulation in this industry, as
I was
everybody
waiting
knows.
on it. I
There
was
it
waiting
is.
on it.
There it is.
It's a nice crown for him to wear. So yeah, I like that they did it. And I never thought he was gonna pick up that title. I thought he was gonna pick up the consolation prize, if anything.
Well, no,
So-
Roman has that title. That's the biggest title. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Roman's going to reunify those babies.
We also had we crowned the King of the Ring winner, and it's Obafemi, but Obafemi is going to forego his world title shot opportunity to face Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell. I earlier on No Dirt just said I said this was kind of I hate the idea in storytelling where your protagonist has to be dumb for the plot, and I'm not there's no world for me, this is just me. There's no world where facing Brock Lesnar means more than a world title. It just retiring Brock Lesnar, excuse me if I can talk, means more. Like there's just none that. Why would you go through this whole tournament and do all this just to forego and say, well, no, I want to face Brock Lesnar? But it looks like we're going to get Brock Lesnar Obafemi 3 this time in a Hell in a Cell. Grumpy, what do you think about that, man?
First of all things being equal, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar Hell in a Cell is going to be amazing. So I am looking forward to that. All the other shenanigans around it are kind of weird. You can say why have him win the tournament and then forfeit his shot, but did he really forfeit his shot, or can he call it another time? I don't know if anybody knows.
I don't think they've answered it concretely because they're trying to leave the options open.
I was going to
They
say,
have not answered it. There's been no concrete answer.
God, you're right, because damn, this is the dumbest booking decision of the year if they don't do it that way.
Well, it's a real rock and a hard place because your other option was having Jay beat Oba, and then Oba's going to say, oh, I lost to Jay, but now I want to take on Brock. Makes no sense at all. So Oba winning the crown, and if he can call his shot at a later date, he can. If he beats Brock, he can say, I won the King of the Ring. I retired Brock. Now I'm coming for you, Roman, or whoever. I think it would be great for him to chase Roman and unseat him as the champion and unseat him as head of the table. I think there's a real fun opportunity there that I would love to see. I hope he's not forfeiting his shot and he can call it at a later date. We'll see.
Carlos, what do you think? We got Oba and Brock.
Again, the thing that just makes me mad because, like what you said, to me, like again in kayfabe, right? So again, being champion means matters most, right? Because if you're the champion, you're making more money. You're getting the deal. So in kayfabe, like Oba should want to be champion more than who cares about. You can get Brock later on, or at least have him fight 2 times. I'm with you. Like he should. Nothing should matter more than being world champion because that's the true culmination of your career, right? So to me, it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. The way they did it's fine. Okay, you guys got us, right? But at the same time, like whether Brock came back on Saturday or came back on Monday, you still were going to do Brock coming back. So it's like you still did what you did, but you're just trying to make us look like we have egg on our face, and it's dumb. Like you should have just done it at Crown Jewel at the Night of Champions and had Jey Uso win because Jey Uso was going to go try to fight Cody on Monday to try to get a title match. So again, you could have just done it a different way, to make it all work, and maybe had Jay call a shot on Saturday night's main event, do something ahead of time. Or we had Oba call a shot on Saturday night's main event, but they don't want to give that match away yet, But it's like, what are you waiting for? Like, make somebody already, It's like, I'd rather have seen Oba call a shot on Saturday's main event, say Madison Square Garden, and then do it that way, than just forego his championship match.
Because James,
like,
you said
I don't want to wait. I just do it now. Yeah. No, sorry,
James. No, you're good. Because James, you're in the camp of me. You say this is stupid.
Yeah. Now, if what Grumpy says come to pass, then okay, I'll let it slide, because then at least he's not foregoing it. That said, and I said this in the comments of No Dirt today, if they aren't having him get that championship at the next pay-per-view off of Roman, I don't know what we're doing here. Because at the end of the day, nothing else is going to appease this fan base unless you do it that way. Like, you're in the thick of it now, whatever, but if you don't give him the belt on the next show, what are we doing with this decision? Like, he's the guy. He's the next big thing. Book him like it. Like, I can't believe that he would forgo a guaranteed shot completely. I hope to God that's not what they did, and I hope that he gets his shot at the next show, because that would at least, I feel like, alleviate some of the pressure that the IWC has on the neck of WWE in this regard right now. Yeah.
Do they still do?
I feel, and another thing, and I feel like we've lost the plot on this one too. And this is such a WWE thing to do. You don't want Jey Uso to win King of the Ring. Oh, why did you have him forgo? Why did you have him win only to forgo his title shot? Oh, look at that. You're still complaining. So now we look like hypocrites. They do this every time, even though it's like, okay, so this is just how it's going to be. So just because you don't get your way, we're just going to suffer? Okay.
Dev, tell me how you're going to somehow book this into a three-way.
I'm
what are
curious.
you talking about?
Let's hear it. Let's hear your pitch.
Yeah. Tell me how you're going to turn. Tell me how you're going to somehow turn Oba versus Brock into a
So what's going to happen is Sammy is not going to lose it in 1 week. He's not that transitional of a transitional champion. He's going to transition it in a Hell in a Cell match in between Oba and Brock, and he's going to fight in that cage.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. He would. That would be murder.
He's smarter than that.
Throw him off that.
He's not smart to stand at the three-way. He's not doing that. He's not doing that match.
No. El Generico has a better chance than beating Oba than Sami Zayn does.
Yeah, no congratulations by the guy says Hannibal. No congratulations by El Generico. Where is he? Nothing.
The kids' orphanage, man. Those kids don't stop, man.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell him, but apparently he's really cross about that.
But like I said, I don't know. I don't feel like giving up your title shot to face some guy who's on the last leg of his career is a particularly smart move. Something else that I don't feel is a particularly smart move happened last night on Dynamite. And here we go again. We got Kenny Omega laying down the challenge to MJF. And if he doesn't win, he can no longer challenge for the AEW title. I'll tell you guys this, man. Personally, I fucking hate this stipulation. I think it's stupid. I hate it. I hated it when Cody did it. I hated it when Hangman did it. And I hate it now when Kenny's doing it. I don't like it. I don't see the point of it. If you just want to take him out the main event scene, okay, take him out the main event scene. You don't need this. Because I think Kenny is the type of guy and that, like, if someone gets hurt or something's, you may need to put the title on him at one point, in a breaking case of emergency type of deal. But this stipulation, like the fact that we'll never see Hangman hold that belt again, is kind of crazy. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I still can't fathom that. Grumpy, you have the man, the moniker. I want to go to you first. What do you think about this particular stipulation? now that it's on Hangman, not Hangman, excuse me, but Kenny Omega?
Yeah, I haven't liked it before either. I think a lot of people would agree that it should be I can't challenge you ever again. I won't ever get in your way as a champion ever again. Especially, the way Cody and the way Hangman did it is they offered it up. They basically hamstrung themselves, which made no sense. Totally stupid. This time, at least, they made the correction of MJF calls for the stipulation. He wants to be the one to put down Kenny. So they fixed that part of it. Okay, so that makes it a little bit better. I still don't. I'm with you. I don't particularly care for this stipulation. I don't know. I'm so torn because, yeah, we all think Kenny's going to get one last run at it, but we also thought Hangman was going to win, and they didn't pull the trigger on that. We thought, Cody's. They can't possibly take Cody out of the world title picture this quickly. Yeah, they did. Every time they do this stipulation, I don't like the result. But what are you gonna do?
James, how do you feel about this particular stipulation? Do you feel like it's being used correctly? Is it being overused? What do you think?
So, my argument to this, I'm actually on the side of advocate here, who's on the comments, by the way. I'm going to highlight the first comment here. Respectfully disagree with Slick. I kind of agree with it here. Add stipulation, add stakes to the match, huge emotional investment. All that he said is correct here. The reason I'm okay with it in this particular instance, where I thought it was crazy because I thought they were actually just not going to go through with it with Hangman and he was just going to win the belt back, is because they actually went through with him losing. Yeah. So now there's a history of 2 times beforehand where specifically elite members have lost, whereas now we don't know what's going to happen. For all we know, they can end in a rare DQ finish, which I venture to guess could happen next week. Because I think, and Dev, I'm glad you're back on camera for this one. I think we're getting a 3-way at All In. I think the main event's going to be Kenny, MJF, and Ospreay at All In. And I think this is a way to do that where, MJF is going to say he can never challenge because he didn't win, so therefore he must honor the stipulation, and Tony's going to have enough of that BS, and he's like, you're not going to just get your way every time with this, Max. Like, come on. Like,
that makes perfect sense.
It's going to work, I think, because now here's Kenny's out, and he can still challenge for the title. And it was the easiest way to kind of misdirect you and throw you off course and not know what's going to happen. For all we know, they could also do a one-on-one match, at Redemption, where that stipulation isn't on the line. And we got to remember who's the champion here right now, until I assume Will wins the belt. I think when Will wins the belt, everything that was done by Max is going to be undone by Will, because all Will has to do to forgo this stipulation that Hangman agreed to is, my first call out for this championship, I want to be Hangman Adam Page.
You're right. Technically, Hangman can't challenge, but that doesn't mean somebody else can't
challenge him for the belt. Exactly. So I think that's the easiest way. But that's me. I mean, we'll see what happens come beach break. But
Carlos, what do you think, man? How are you feeling about this?
So the way I would have loved to see this be done is I would have loved Kenny to use his EVP power, because again, he's still an EVP. I would love Kenny to be like, I want a match with you, Max, and then have Tony take it away from him and be like, you know what? I'm going to give you your match, but you abused your power. You can no longer be an EVP, because that's still something that's there. So I would have loved to see Kenny, like, kind of desperate, wants to be champ one more time, abuse his power a little bit, and be like, I'm an EVP. I'm making the match with us, But at the same time, like, I think, like Andrew was saying earlier on your guys' show, it fits MJF's heel character to make these kind of stipulations. So for me, like, I'm okay with it, because it fits him being the chicken shit heel that he doesn't want to fight these guys again. He doesn't have to fight them. So therefore, if you want a match, you never get to challenge for the belt again because how much does it really matter to you? Yeah, you're done. One less person I got to worry about, and that's what a chicken shit heel would do. So for me, like, and the thing that people forget about Cody is Cody never let the fans have a choice. He just assumed the fans were going to want him as champion, and he put the stipulation on himself. Where the ones with Hangman and now with Kenny is the heel doing heel shit. So they're not all the same. But like I said, for me it makes sense, and I also forgive it too because again, I think MJF's injured. I think because they said he hurt himself a couple weeks ago. I think they're just kind of fast forwarding all this because they probably want to let him rest before all in. So for me, I'll forgive when it comes to things like that because it doesn't make sense to why they're pushing this unless there's something else going on.
Dev, Dev, you like particular stipulations, right? So what do you think about this one? Because it's a lot.
I like that MJF is the one that sets these stipulations in motion. It just makes him look like the type of heel, and just it really emphasizes how he is that generational talent, kayfabe and outside of kayfabe. He is packing up all your heroes: Hangman, Kenny, and a handful of other good guys like Bandito. Is a really endeared baby face, but he's just racking up a list of good guys, and I think that's cool. I think Kenny should be next. So, and I like to see the internet crash out, and that's the perfect kind of thing to make people crash out is people's heroes like of that level not challenging for the title. And they always say it all the time. I'm a pretty positive person, but I have a hater like in my back pocket. And it's like people keep saying like, "Oh, Kenny run, Kenny run, Kenny run." I don't want to hear it anymore. So I would like MJF to set this in motion, so I can see some people crash out for a good week or two.
Of course you do. I swear you're just a chaotic neutral all the time, every time. Like honestly,
all the time.
If you play D&D, Dev is a bard. Dev is a bard that multi-spec into a fucking warlock. And that's exactly how destructive.
And his patron has got a hard on for causing chaos.
Yeah. Super nerdy reference. No, again, I'm not a big fan of the stipulation, but hey, other things that happened from Dynamite, which by the way, just really quickly, I want to thank everybody for tuning in right now. Please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as we go live every Thursday, except for next week. We'll be taking off. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody across. If you're on Twitter, make sure to come over to YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. No super chats here. For now, we're not going to be behind super chats. Maybe at some point in our endeavor. But I kind of misspoke last show. But we'll never. We're never looking for your money. We appreciate your money, but we're never looking for your money. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Another thing that happened out from last night that I kind of just want to point out a few things. Something that you wanted to talk about too, James. How fucking over is Leo Rush?
Man, just what a guy. What a guy this.
But I have to say, and he may not be watching, but shout out to my frenemy, Blake Mitchmore. He made a really good point in talking because Hannibal, Mr. Scorch made a good point and asked him, he was like, hey, what do you like about AEW, right? And in this conversation, but that was in response to Blake saying that, hey, look, I don't really like Leo Rush. This really isn't my thing, right? But he makes money and he's over. So, hey. And you know what? I want to say, and I'm saying that to say, I am not going to talk about Danhausen anymore. You know why? Because Seriously, I got to take a page out of Blake's book here, right? If he's entertaining to other people, if he's over to other people, and if he's making money, just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's bad, right? And so, though I've shit on Danhausen and whatnot, I like that particular take on Leo Rush. Leo Rush may not be your cup of tea. You may not be into the spooky and the weird, but good God, every time he's on TV, he's over. The crowd is behind him. He's over. Like he's so. Before you get to James, because I gotta ask Carlos, because you were there when they pulled him out of the bag. What was the crowd reaction?
He's over, man. That's like as simple as you can put it. He's over. The crowd popped huge. Everyone was into it. Like he was like the star of that match, you know. So like even when they put him back in the thing, I was like, no, like he was brilliantly used for that spot. Like because I thought there was weapons in that thing, right? Like in the way just and shout out to him, man, letting him throw him around like a bag of garbage,
right?
Like he's like, and just how he pulls himself up and stuff like that, just doing that just for the game, you know. Like, and people really pay attention to how he walks, how he moves, like the little intricacies that he's doing with this so much to get this over. It's just amazing, you know. And just kudos to him. No, the crowd popped huge when he came out because right then it's like, oh shit, they're in trouble, right? And it was a neat take because you're never. Because it's like, how are they going to handle this? Where the heels are at a minus because there was more baby faces than there was heels for a little while. You know that's something that you don't see in wrestling either. So it's just a really cool take all around. And it was just really smart how they put them back in the bags. I'm like, how are they going to make this more even or handle this? And it was just really, really brilliant done. But no, he's over, man. Those 6,000 people popped huge for that man, and he deserves it.
He's so over, but I want James, because you wanted to talk about Leo Rush, and I want you to talk about Leo Rush.
Leo Rush is incredible with this gimmick. The whole he knows. It's getting over. There are people who have signs of this. I haven't seen like actual signs people are making for he knows. People just going nuts for this catchphrase. And couple that with the Andrade thing, I think it's really been.
Oh, but he knows how you know. That was great.
Yeah, how you know? He knows. How you know? He knows. My favorite thing that he has done, comedic wise, since he started this gimmick, is when he called. He was referring to Mark Briscoe backstage. Where is the chicken? Where is he? Is he in the coop? But what's so amazing about this gimmick too is like everybody's kind of focusing on the funny aspects of this deranged character of Leo Rush, right? But what's so fascinating about it is while it's funny, it's also like, is he all right? The story that they're kind of telling, and he did it in his match this week on Dynamite. You kind of see him almost like looking like he's trying to resist the whole monster coming out of him. Like, and there's more to this than meets the eye, and it makes it so much more than just here's.
He blacked out his title. I thought that was a cool little thing.
Really
he blacked out his title. You know what I mean?
Like
one thing I want to point out is Leo Rush's creativity in this, right?
Yes.
It's because at first it started with like the contacts, right? He was just doing the contacts and the weird movements, and then it started to build with the he knows, and you know, and then again more movements. He started adding twitches and stuff like that to it, and then you go to the entrance. The entrance is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Dev, you have a particular relationship with Leo Rush.
How's the church feel, Dev?
What do you think about this? Just really quickly, you know, because I do want to get into kind of the meat and potatoes of our show. But how do you feel about Leo Rush's kind of skyrocketing to stardom?
Yeah, he's our actual champion. As MJF keeps canceling out these other quote unquote heroes of the company, that's the actual hero of our company, Leo Rush. He's going to be our world champion soon enough, and black out the world title soon enough.
I mean, I don't know about world champion, but maybe a TNT title run wouldn't be bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's already ROH TV champion. So
He
why
laid out the
not?
whole Don Callis family.
I could just see him
All
become.
right, all right.
He takes the Samoa
He
Joe
didn't
gimmick.
even
He's like,
try.
the king,
You know,
the king.
speaking of Don Callis family, Grumpy, I want you to take the lead on this. We saw Sunday Andrade fully leave the Don Callis family, and then last night he got laid out for his transgressions. What do you think? You know, Andrade seems to be another one who's set for stardom. You know, right now it seems like AEW is slowly picking out some of these guys that are next. Right? We've got Kevin Knight. We've set him aside. Okay, he's going to be next. Andrade. Okay, he's going to be next. Okay, Leo Rush. Okay, he's got some stardom. We're ready for him. You know, Will Ospreay. His stock continue. You know, it seems like we're in this great transitional period. But what did you think about Andrade leaving and getting kicked out, officially getting kicked out of the Don Callis family?
Well, I've been talking about this for a while, about the slow build of Andrade's disgruntledness within the family, because he keeps going to Don and saying, hey, Don, I want a shot. I want a shot. I want a shot. And Don has always been, yeah. Okay, I'll get you. Stand over there. I got business with MJF. Or now we're Kevin Knight's the next new thing. Or Kyle Fletcher's back. The prince of the family. And Andrade, go stand over there. Go stand over there with Trent and Rocky, and be a piece of the scenery. So, and every week Andrade gets a little more frustrated and a little more frustrated, and he finally had it, right? Which was awesome. This one finally came to a head. And I've said this before, Don Callis is so valuable to this company because guys go into the family needing a direction, needing something to do, and they come out of the family stars. You can't deny that fact.
Yep.
So at the same time, yes, he has to fully break away from the family. He's going to have to feud with the family for a while, just like Takeshita is doing, to be able to finally get away, which is perfect because the world title is tied up right now, obviously. A lot going on around the world title. There will be until after All In. And then when Andrade's finally had his blow-off match with the family, whoever it will be, then he can circle back around and set his sights on the world title again. So he needs to do this. He needs to close this chapter, just like Takeshita does. Maybe they work together. I don't know, but he's poised to take the leap to the next level, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Carlos, you're kind of like me. You love Andrade. You know, he can almost do no wrong. Again, you were in the building, seeing that shirt again. Like I know the crowd went crazy.
The thing is, I think that's really beautiful about this is like I think for us fans and everybody else, it's a reminder, right, to like give things a chance, right? Because again, we were all hurt when he left, went back to WWE because he wanted to be with Charlotte. They break up. He ends up leaving, gets to come back. They're trying to hold things off, and he gets to come back. And it's like, and so it's just like this. I feel like this whole thing is a good reminder to fans, and just to like let things play out, right? Give people a chance, and because you never know what you can have. And now we got this huge Latino star that could be world champion who's really over because fans were willing to giving him a chance. And that's something that Tony Khan needs to do because WWE's never been successful about trying to build the Latino market until they finally went about AAA. But even then, they're still going to drop the ball because that's what they do. Like, this is a great opportunity for Tony to keep building on the Latino market, which has a lot of money to spend. They love their wrestling. It's very passionate. It's a big win, and it just made me proud to be a fan there because again, somebody got over, went to the family, got another member. The whole way it's been played out has been tremendous. And you got a super over babyface that was made, and yeah, it was great because again, he's wearing his shirt, and it was like fuck Don Callis, fuck yes, and everybody just popped huge, and it's like it was just a great moment, and it's like it was again a great moment for wrestling, great moment for the fans, and again let these guys again giving someone a second chance and just seeing how it's all played out has been beautiful. Welcome to AEW, welcome back, Andrade.
Honestly, he's been great. Like I honestly,
yes.
I thought being stuck with the Don Callis family was going to be kind of a hindrance, but I think Grumpy, when it comes to Don Callis family, I think Grumpy put it in correct. Like, you may come in one way, but you are going to leave a much better product. You are going to leave a more complete wrestler.
And it has so many layers too, like, because how does Don balance all these egos, right? And getting the money and everything else, and it's like, how do you balance all these? And so it plays so much, And I eventually see Okada being the next one. Everyone thinks it's gonna be the other guy. I think it's Okada's the next one to go be babyface. That's what I think. I think Okada's the next one to bounce.
I kind of that wouldn't be too bad.
But
we get a Rainmaker back. We get a Rainmaker back, Yeah,
that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. But as we are kind of moving on, we're gonna get to the kind of the meat and potatoes of this, because again, we've been kind of beating around the bush a little bit on the subject. But this weekend in wrestling was a lot. Last week we asked if it was too much wrestling, right? You had this show, you had that show, you had this show. How do you choose? Okay, you've chosen. Was it even still too much? 2.5 hours, 3 hours here, 5 hours here. Like, these shows are getting they're starting to run very long in the tooth. And me, I said it in our group chat, right? And shout out to Soto. Soto said, hey, I don't mind as long as I'm getting quality, right? Great, fantastic point, right? But I rebutted, and this was great. One thing I love about our group is sometimes we're able to see eye to eye. We quality doesn't have to mean like length of show, right? You don't need a long show just to ensure a good show, right? And I think it goes vice versa. You don't need a good show, so therefore you have to have long matches. I think there's somewhere between there's a happy medium, a happy balance in here somewhere, whether it be starting earlier or whether it be simply, hey, these matches can still go 15 plus, but we don't need 12 of them. Maybe we only need 8. Maybe we only need 10. But having 13, 14 matches and all of them going 12 minutes plus, 10 minutes plus, it's like, God. This, and especially being in, and Carlos, I want you to take this one, being there, because you and I, we've done this before. We did All In Texas. We were exhausted afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get a chance to, but we did Revolution. I was a bit exhausted after that one. You know what I mean? So this one was a 5-hour show. You were there. So first off, before we talk about the length of show, I just want to know, again, because I always tell me your experience from just walking in, and then give me your opinion on the length of show and whatnot. Like, how does AEW? Because I want people to know that when AEW does a pay-per-view, they do it right. That you get that feeling, so that the experience is there. So please tell us about your experience.
First of all, I want to take I used to live in the Bay Area, so I refuse to pay for parking. So my thing was getting there early enough to I can't pay for parking in my old hood. Even though I used to live in the Castro in San Jose, so I had to go find free parking. I did, so I was already pulling up. There's $50 saved, so that was good.
Hell yeah.
You get there, and it's like, and I didn't realize that the Bang Bang was going to be there. So I get there, right? My friend had told me, through text, it was going to be there, that they were there. And so I get in the line. There's only 2 merch lines, so you got to kind of pick your battles, but. It was an easy experience to get in there. There's plenty of parking in there. It's right there off the freeway. But again, you get in there, you're waiting to get merch. You're waiting to get a picture of the Bang Bang Gang. It's a lot, So by the time you get merch and sit down, it's go go go, and that's literally how it was. So you start off with the pre-show. It goes right into the main event. I was sitting with some sickos. I was also sitting next to a guy with his girlfriend she was literally watching a reality show halfway through the show because she was getting bored with it. And then she had to come tell her, hey, you need to turn down your phone because they were trying to watch the show. So somebody snitched on her. And there's people there that, again, they had to work the next day. Like, again, I'm a sicko, right? So I'm going to take I have Mondays off. So even though I was kind of upset for those 5 hours, I was prepared for it, or 6 hours. I should say it was 6 hours long. I was prepared for it, with the pre-show because I'm a sicko. So it's not my first rodeo. but it was still a lot. Again, I left here where I live. It's a 3.5 hour drive. I left at 11 and I got home at 1:30 in the morning. So it was a long day, and but at the same time, like I was able to rest the next day. I mean, it's what you want. I mean, I think if they want, and this will be my one thing, is I think if they want to get casual people, which I think you need to get casuals to go to pay-per-views, you need to do, I think 4 hours is the sweet spot. I think doing a 4 hour show, and that's what I was expecting, then I looked at my clock, oh my God, we're really going to go 5 hours. But at the same time, it's fucking Swerve and Ospreay, so I'm not leaving. But literally 6 people around me left after the steel cage match. And a lot of people left. That's unfortunate. And I think sometimes you got to police people, right? Because I think Ospreay and Swerve as performers, they deserve to see people watch their art, and that's where I think you got to find a happy balance.
Well, Grumpy, I'll go with you, Grumpy, and then I'll go to you, Dev. Then obviously James. Grumpy, you are another sicko, right? You don't mind the 4 hours, the 5 hour shows.
No, I'm with you. And we went to All In together. We went to Revolution together. You're right. After that day at All In, dude, we were burnt.
Oh my God, I was so tired.
But man, worth every penny and worth every minute we spent. Revolution was a little bit of a different story because it was in Los Angeles. Technically, we got out fairly early. We got out around 9 o'clock, 9:30, which is not that late. And this past weekend with Forbidden Door, I watched it at home, and I don't mind staying up a little late on a Sunday night. I usually stay up late anyway, so it didn't bother me. I had planned to be at home Sunday afternoon. In terms of all the other wrestling that was going on, I couldn't devote my entire weekend. So I knew what I was going to watch. I had to pick, and I picked AEW, obviously. But even if I had wanted to watch those other shows, I don't have the time for 4 shows in one weekend. That's asking a lot, and that's asking a lot. So I had I'll say again, I had carved out my Sunday afternoon and my Sunday evening. I wasn't going to be going anywhere. I knew I was going to be home. Might as well be watching wrestling. I stay up late anyway. It didn't bother me that it ran long. And there were a couple of matches in there, 1 or 2, where I could get up and go do some other things, but I wasn't super interested. So I got a couple of breaks in there. I don't know. I guess it's all about, personal preference. It didn't bother me. I know other people have had issues with it. It's just a personality or a personal choice, I guess.
So I put a poll so people in the chat can answer. Do you like a long pay-per-view? Are you guys okay with the long pay-per-view? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. We'll see what those are going to be like. Because me personally, I'm okay with with a short. Give me 3.5 hours. Give me in, give me out. Again, the long shows are.
People were watching. They were watching Summerversary while they were lying on their phones. So people were getting the wrestling in. Like they were literally watching Summerversary while they were waiting in line to get into the show.
I mean, so that's what there's so much going on. Like it's so long and so.
Chase their own, man. Yeah.
Dev, how do you feel? Are you? Because this isn't a question about if you're getting your money's worth. I think we know we get our money's worth. Value you're going to get, but I'm talking your physical and actual time. Right? Are you okay with sitting there for 4 hours, 5 hours? Is that something you're okay with? Dev, I'll go to you.
When I'm viewing at home, that's fine. 4 or 5 hours. But if I know a show like that is in my city, I'm not trying to exit my nearest city by 1 or 2 a.m. by myself. Sorry. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm not trying to leave DC at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. alone. So I think I wish that's something Tony Khan would consider, like just respecting people's time to the point where they're at least leaving by midnight. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Like we respect the talents and how much they're willing to compete and how long they're willing to compete, but I think the fans, I think that's a really easy thing to consider for people when they're watching wrestling. So I don't mind at home, but like out and about, I would rather, not get stuck somewhere at 2 a.m.
And I think that's the thing too. People got to realize that some people, I would hate to do a show like this in like New York. You know what I mean? Like, and imagine just to travel back.
Well,
That
with
just
the last pay per view that they did in New York, remember by the time everybody got out, they had that Metro, the
There was
transit
no way
authority
to get home, and they're having to climb over the fence. Yeah,
It was Mania 35. I could have gone to that one. Funny,
but
story.
not even Forbidden Door. No, when they did the show, at the tennis thing. The same thing happened.
Yeah.
AEW even.
Yeah, true.
I still telling you guys. I think I think it is like you might get somebody's money once, but if they have a bad experience to where they're there too late, they have trouble getting home, they might not want to come back. And so again, you gotta find a balance. Yes,
there has to be a balance, because if I'm there and my first ever, we have to think. And then James, I want you to jump off on this too. Somebody's first ever AEW show was Forbidden Door. That's also somebody's last AEW show was Forbidden Door, because they're going to, hey, I spent this. Sure, I got great value for my ticket. Sure, I got great value for the money I spent. But I spent 5 hours of my time. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. I love that movie. I love the lore of Lord of the Rings. It's hard for me to sit down and watch those movies because they're 3.5, almost 4 hours long, right? Anything, and maybe it's the digital age. Maybe I'm too much on TikTok, and maybe I'm ADHD and I have trouble paying attention. But like 5 hours to sit there, it especially if you're there live, you're not getting the benefit of commentary. You're not getting the benefit of a simple bathroom break. A bathroom break when you're there live is a whole endeavor. You have to plan it out. You know what I mean? So James, you are a smart individual. What do you think? Because I know you're going to think like me. You're going to think like for the person at home, and you're going to think for the person there. So what do you think about a 5-hour show or 4-hour show? Are you okay with a long pay-per-view?
I think for me personally, and this is like I agree that they need to cut it down a bit, but I also don't mind the lawn shows. So for me, it's like I can agree on both sides of this. I'm in a rare instance where when I watched the show, and by the time I realized the time, it was after the main event bell rang. Like it didn't bother me at all. Like I was like, holy shit. It wasn't until I saw it was about to be 1 o'clock. I'm like, holy shit, it went that long. Because for me, the time flew by because I was on the edge of my seat for damn near everything. I loved the show. Like, it's honestly, to me, probably top 5 pay-per-views of the year, bar none, especially with a match of the year candidate like Ospreay Swerve. But as far as, and there was a comment that, a buddy of mine, Charles, actually left, and I actually think that this is the easiest solution to this. He said 2, only if I have stuff to do the next day. I think that is an important caveat because a lot of people have work the next day when you put these pay-per-views on a Sunday. So I feel if you're going to do something like this, you put it on a Saturday as opposed to a Sunday. If you gotta go 5 hours, right? Put it on a Saturday. If you're gonna put it on a Sunday, it's got to go 4 hours, especially for the casual audience, maximum.
And so what you're saying, James, that's exactly the point. I think for a lot of people that went, like they in their mind, there's a gentleman's agreement because again, this is on a Sunday, so it's going to be over by midnight Eastern time because that's how you run an event if you're going to do it on a Sunday. So breaking that kind of trust with your fans, to what Jordan just said, that's going to be for a lot of people. It's going to be their first, it's going to be their last because again, I had to go home and miss Ospreay and Swerve because I couldn't be here past 9 o'clock because you broke that agreement of like again, this is on a Sunday.
And mind you, I know that's not for everybody. I know that some people work Sundays, but for me, I would venture to guess most people work on Mondays and they have either a Sunday off or the weekend off, right? That's typically how it goes. So you got to got to be held accountable to that degree. And I hold the standard to freaking both companies, by the way, because when WWE did it in 2019, that was egregious. I'm glad I didn't go to that Mania because I would have been stuck with everybody else there in New Jersey. God help me, right? Sorry, guys. But
it's Thunderdome, baby.
He'd say it before I said it, but you know what I mean.
So let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
We hold on. I do want to point this out. Hold on. Because I just saw Advocate pointed out. Yeah. He found so we were at the show, right? Remember this, Grumpy? We're at the show. This baby had lost a toy. He finds the toy. Our section, I promise, I swear to God, our section's like, yeah!
The whole section popped. It was hilarious.
The whole section popped. So, yeah, you get stuff like that kind of helps the time go along. I get it. I get what you're saying, right? But, as we are here, as I try to be, we try to be solution-based. So, what up, Drew?
What up, brother?
How do we solve this? How do we fix this? Right? Some people say it's too long. Here, here in our own little small community, seems like a lot of people are okay with a longer show, right? So, for those who are in my camp, right? So you guys help me. What do you think would help me? Like, do I just need to just dig in, or should I just watch it back on the back end? Like, what or is it maybe? And I'm gonna throw some things out there. And this is one thing that I thought. I thought maybe for your big four, which is what? Revolution, All In,
Double or Nothing, Full Gear,
Double or Full. Those can go 4 hours, can go 5 hours. But your Forbidden Doors, which in a time where the door really wasn't really forbidden, a Redemption, which this is a brand new concept show, those can go 3 hours. Those can go 3.5 hours, right? Start them on a Saturday. So what do you guys think some of the solutions? Because it's a problem. We are the sickos. We are okay with this, but this is not a sustainable business practice to go 4-5 hours on a show like this. You're not going to sustain. Like Carlos says, you may get their money one time. It's going to be hard because you don't have the history of WWE. You don't have the history of a WrestleMania for people to lay back on and say, you know what, hey, I'll come again. You don't have the star power of a Roman Reigns, of a John Cena, of a Seth Rollins, of a Cody Rhodes. Like, I'm just being honest, right? So what is the solution to make the people what is the sweet spot? How do we find that sweet spot? Carlos, I'll go to you. What is that sweet spot?
Well, let me ask you guys a question. If you only got 7 matches, let's say the max it is only 4 hours, but every time if you got 3 matches a year candidates, are you going to be upset as a sicko?
No.
Are you going to feel like you didn't get your money's worth as a sicko?
No, not at all.
Nah.
I mean, there is one thing I want to, and I don't mean to cut out anybody off here. I do feel we have to put this in perspective that I think if they didn't do it, other things would have been nuked, and the pay-per-view wouldn't have been as good as it is. And this is like a one-time thing. This is like an anomaly because I don't think pay-per-views, minus the buy-in, I don't think I've ever gone like 5 hours. They took advantage of the Cali time, I think, so that way they could tell the stories that they needed to tell. I don't think they're going to do that again. I do feel we're maybe All In, they'll do it again, but I feel like we're over worrying about this just a little bit. But I get the conversation piece. I mean,
I can speak to this. I can speak to this a little bit more, right? Because the last time I went to Dynamite, right? I paid $500 front row. I do this. This is like my thing to do once a year because again, I'm going to get a lot of action, right? I'm usually going to get a double taping, or I'm going to get Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor. I'm going to get like 4 hours of wrestling for my money. So I love it. This last time they came, there was no taping, right? It was literally just the Dynamite, and then they left. But I got to see Kenny versus Swerve. So I wasn't mad. Like shit, I didn't get my money's worth. Like I was happy because I got to see Kenny. I got to see Kenny versus Swerve. So as a sicko, I was fed because I got to see this great match. So I'm getting to go home at 7:15. And by the time I got out of the building, it was like okay, like this is cool. Like literally, like I can actually go and kind of wait a little bit to see them leave now and go meet up with a friend to go have dinner at a decent time. Like I was kind of bummed at first, but I'm like, but again, I got to see Kenny versus Swerve. I'm cool. So I think it's just finding the right. I think the sweet time, like even Andrew was saying earlier on your guys' show, is 4 hours is like the most max you can go, and I think that makes everybody happy because we'll get to leave at a different time. Also, too, I think like for Tony Khan, he likes to do the scrums afterwards. If you listen to the scrum, nobody from a major news outlet goes anymore because they're too late. So again, I feel like they've been doing that on purpose. I feel like they've been doing it on purpose to say, "Hey, Tony, we're not coming unless you go do these things earlier." And it's like, who from where? From San Jose State? Okay, whatever. So I think they've been trying to make the point too to Tony. You need to do these things earlier. So I think all around for Tony, he'd have better press runs, which he loves to do. We're out working out earlier. Like have your sweet spot 4 hours, and also starting to do that 4 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. If it's on a Sunday, it makes perfect sense to me.
Or even a 5 o'clock p.m. EST time slot because and time and day is the key things. If you're going to do a pay-per-view that long, start it earlier still, but have it on a Saturday because that way at least you're not taking away from potential business partnership.
Like I said, I think it's an unsaid agreement. If you're going to do this on a Sunday, we're out by midnight Eastern, the latest.
Yeah, if you're gonna do this on a Sunday, because
it's a gentleman's agreement. Yeah,
80 to 90% of people work the next Monday morning.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Not only just work a corporate job, meaning I got to get up before I got to be there because I got to commute.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There's another girl behind me trying to start a "We Work Tomorrow" chant.
You gotta do it in the Swerve, by the way. We work tomorrow.
But we're not doing that to fucking Swerving. We're not doing that Swerving Osprey, honey. Sorry, no. That's not happening.
Dev, you typically have a plethora of solutions. So. What do you think? Would you be okay with Saturdays being pay-per-view day? Because I would go back as far as saying, what about Friday? Like, would it be crazy to have a pay-per-view on a Friday?
No.
Just don't have us up past midnight. That's my only solution. Just make sure we're up before or out before curfew. Have a curfew, Tony Khan. That's all he needs.
Tony. We're putting pay-per-views on curfew now. That's crazy.
I mean, it cut a
little bit.
Getting out before midnight, right? Like that's important. Because Grumpy, I want to go to you because again, we did the all day thing at All In, literally all day. We did the tailgate and all that. We were literally all day. Again, it's not about money's worth, right? You will get your money's worth. You will get your value, but like your time, right? Were you okay with that? Like knowing that you maybe had to get up in the morning tomorrow, knowing you had something to do tomorrow,
from Arlington where it was, I am on the complete opposite end of DFW, and then even farther than that. So my drive would have been, not terrible. It would have been 2 hours home in the middle of the night, and half of it is dark country roads. I live out in the country. Half of it is dark country roads with no lights. You break down on the side of the road, good luck. You're there till morning. Luckily I didn't have to do that drive. Carlos was nice enough to let me bunk with him at his hotel until the next morning when I can drive, at a reasonable hour. But yeah, that would have been a rough drive home because I was tired. It would have been dangerous. I might have nodded off driving that long country road. So, I mean, I lucked out. It didn't have to be that way, but other people who may have had to do that drive, similar to what I had, maybe in a different direction, maybe somewhere else, I feel for them because it would have sucked.
Yeah. Baydella also puts in a very crucial point that I didn't even consider not including pre-show. If you include the pre-show, it's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it was 6
Right.
hours. And I'm telling you, the crowd was there. Like, but by the time of the ladies spot, like the tag match, everybody was seated. It was packed, so they were there ready to watch wrestling. They were there for it. But again, by the time it went past that 9 o'clock, it's like, yeah, I can't stay anymore. I gotta go. Like, and it was, I could tell people they were pissed they had to leave. But again, it's like again, I think I'm again just that midnight 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight on a Sunday. That's it's a gentleman's agreement of like, this is where it has.
Yeah, you got to end it at a reasonable hour ish.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just because how.
If I left because I missed that match, I wouldn't come back. If I had to leave because I missed and let's say I don't know how to pirate. Let's say I had to buy the pay-per-view to watch the match. My God, I'm paying double the money now. Like,
let me ask you guys this one, because with Redemption being the first show, this is the first one. It's in Canada. On top of that, so are you guys expecting another 4-hour show? Another, or do you guys?
Yes,
yes,
Tony, it's gonna happen. Yes,
I mean, good God. It doesn't have to be, though.
It should be, but
there's always
two.
Oh, sorry, James. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying match should be 4 hours. Go ahead.
It's gonna be 5. I mean,
there's always the last 2 or 3 matches that get announced like the week of,
like the day of.
Maybe don't try to shove so many in at the last minute. We're gonna get like 5 or 6 marquee matches that are for championships or meaningful stories. You don't have to shove 2 more in there that just for the sake of shoving 2 more in.
Like, for example, Carlos, you pointed this out. Jericho wasn't on the pay-per-view. Didn't need him to be, right? I'm gonna be honest. The Dogs didn't need that to be on pay-per-view. I would have been fine without that, right? Now these women's tag matches that you've been having on the pre-show should have been on the card.
And the Bucks should have been on the pre-show, in my opinion.
Thank you. The Bucks, that's a pretty, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, and I say this because I want to take from, because he's in the comments and he had a great point earlier on No Dirt. It's the time. Andrew said, we don't have to give everybody 20 minutes. Not every match needs 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. If you want to have some of these people on the card, okay, fine. AEW doesn't do a lot of squash matches, but if you give us one every now and then, it's a fun novelty. It's a fun little novelty.
And to that point too, like I like the fact that again, because back we've all heard from WWE, right? The women always got cut. So I love the fact that in AEW, the women are getting as much time. I know Mercedes took more time than she's supposed to because she was feeling it. So as a fan, I'm okay with that. But to your point, to Andrew's point, other people's point too, like part of being a good artist is when to cut. So I just think if they all would just try to cut 5 minutes off their match, and try to stick to the times more, it would make it a lot more enjoyable experience for everybody. But also, as an advocate for the women's wrestling, like I'm glad to see them get their time and they feel they can take extra time too, just as much.
I'm gonna shout out something Dev said earlier on No Dirt. The Swerve Hangman match doesn't change if you cut out the 10 minutes of false finishes.
No, good point.
Like it doesn't. You still get the same emotion, the same feeling. It doesn't change. But yeah, no. About 10 minutes of that match equated to false finishes.
Was farming for 10 minutes. That's what they did.
It's I my solution is either give me a Saturday pay-per-view. Start it early, give me a Saturday pay-per-view, or start cutting 5 minutes off of these people's times. Hey, we got to cut 5 minutes. Hey, we got to cut 5 minutes. Like, because I know, like Andrew said, I know everybody wants to get their shit in, and everybody can get their shit in. But hey, come on, we got stories to tell, and these people got to go home. You know,
Exactly. And I
like
do think, like I said, you get the money once, but there's gonna be some people that you're not gonna get the money again. So again, just be aware of that, and just be, the happy medium.
because then, and I know AEW isn't looking to gear towards children, right? But there are people who bring children to the show.
Yeah.
Or
got kids that or their kids are being babysat. They only pay for 4 hours.
I don't want to. It's a lot cheaper to pay for 2 hours or 3 hours of babysitting than it is to pay for 4. Especially having my baby
going to overtime. Yep.
Going on, man. They pick. Hey, I'm not going to be home because the show ends at 4 hours. I still may have a 20-minute, 30-minute commute home.
And by the way, we're saying this as if it's just casual fans, but we should be honest with it or with ourselves here. All fans. Even the hardcores, like if you're responsible enough, and there are, believe it or not, in the IWC, hardcore fans that are responsible, they got work, man.
People got things to do.
Their job is probably to review your show, and now they're up ass early or ass late at night because of how long the show goes. So,
because to Carlos's point, if I'm doing media, I don't want to do the scrum too, because then that's another. I feel bad for your Denise Salcedo's and your Sean Ross Sapps.
And they haven't been doing them, so I think they've been trying to bring the point to Tony. You need to do earlier, Tony. If you want us here, I think they've been doing it.
You're asking me a whole work shift. You're asking 8 hours of my day, to watch the show, and then I got to stay after the show, and ask, some dumb kayfabe ass question. It's a lot, Ash asked, you can cut time on Ash. Whose match do you cut? I think that's when you got to start realizing that, hey, not everything has to be on the card. Not everything needs a pay-per-view blow off. Save some for the fallout afterwards. Again, that's one of the reasons why I think we saw Tommaso Ciampa and Jericho on this week's Dynamite. They weren't on the card on Sunday.
Well, that's okay. You put the Bucks match on the pre-show, and then you have the last 5 minutes on the card, like they've done before.
You know what I'm saying? Something, but
just have to lean into it.
I mean, I get why this is very much a novelty, and they should not be doing it at all. But I don't think they should make a habit of it, especially for the casual fans, because not everybody's built like us. They not like us. They not like us. Whatever said that one time.
Yeah, famous rapper said that once.
Famous rapper. Kendrick Lamar. He's pretty cool. I've heard some hits.
Yeah, I've heard that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
But it's something has to give. We got to find, that sweet spot of good matches with quality, show. Like, again, whether it's starting early or whether it's, cutting time off of matches. But man, I think that we've had a good one here. As you guys know, I brought back the fun questions. And that is going to be a teaser because we have something in the works. Because as you guys know, we just added Lucy to the ranks of the collective, and so Lucy's going to be doing a little something for us on the YouTube Shorts side. So that's just a little bit of teaser. So to give you guys another teaser to the teaser, I've got a fun question for you guys, and this one is I've got two. I've been sitting on the fence. I'm trying to think which one I want to. You know what? No, I am going to steal her question. This one comes directly from Lucy, so shout out to her. This is a great question. So I want to ask this. I want to ask the audience this too. If you had the opportunity to Montreal Screwjob a wrestler, meaning, change the result of you're giving the whole Montreal Screwjob treatment to them, what match and what wrestler do you give the Montreal Screwjob treatment to? For me, it's very easy. I'm not letting Cody win that belt. I'm not letting Cody win that belt. I don't want to see. Nope. I've never liked Cody's return to WWE. I just never liked it personally. He just feels like he's just coming in and it's all political. I feel like I'm about to vote. I feel like I should vote for him rather than watch him. Yeah, no, I'm Montreal Screw. I'm coming in with the Ula Fala. And no, Roman is going over. No. I'm not. No, they don't have to be champions going into the match. No, what match result are you changing? Which one are you coming out? You are the booker, and you are changing the result on the fly of that match. James, who you got?
Booker losing to Triple H WrestleMania 19.
That's a great one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, I'm probably changing that too. Yeah.
It makes no sense then. It makes no sense now. It makes no sense forever. It makes no sense together.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. That's a good one. That is actually that's one that probably deserves the Montreal Screwjob. Does anybody else have theirs ready? Grumpy, Dev, Carlos, you got one?
I'm ready. I go.
All right. Carlos, who you got?
I would have LA Knight beat Roman Reigns for the title in Saudi Arabia because he was over like fucking rubber back then. I would have done it and seen what he could do as a champion.
Hold on, wait. Incoming comment from Graps. Nope, we don't see it yet. All right, it'll come. It's coming.
I think it's.
There it is.
He was over everything. We didn't need this long reign from Roman Reigns because again, now the big thing from Roman is he's had the most WrestleMania main events. So that's his thing for him. That's all he needed. He didn't need to have this long ass reign.
No, I agree with you. That's a good one. Dev, Grumpy, you got one?
I know mine. And I know that Thunder beat her on the next show for the title, but it would have meant a lot more for Thunder to beat Britt Baker at Revolution. So I would have screwed job Britt Baker out of it. I was trying to think of which Britt Baker match I was going to pick, but that's the one. I don't think Thunder losing that match, even though she won it like the next show in an amazing cage match. You could have done the cage match at Revolution, and she should have won on the pay-per-view. I think that was. Yeah. I don't think that was fair to Thunder.
I think that hindered Thunder's run in AEW as a whole. Like, I think I'm sorry, but her and Olympia should be in a legitimate feud with Divine Dominion, type shit. Like, because Divine Dominion does go to CMLL and whatnot. Like, come on, but it's a soapbox for another day. Dev, who are you screwing over?
Randy Orton. He would have never pinned my champion, Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry would have his guitar ready.
Good Lord.
He would have pulled a Jeff Jarrett and clubbed him on the head with his beautiful guitar, and it would have been over. The match would have been over.
Oh, so he's beating Randy in 56 seconds.
Roughly.
Roughly. Okay, yeah. God, Dev, never change. Never change. Man, I think that is going to do it for us.
Let me ask you this one, Jordan. What about Swerve and Glory and the Acclaim? Would you change that one?
I was about to say that as an honorable mention, Carlos. I'm not even shitting you.
I'm still pissed at that reporter from the Scrum. Trying to give away.
I don't know because
how the sausage is made backstage.
We're both there as our favorite match, and God,
it's hard to because Swerve like. Because you could have gone with either or. Honestly, you could really have gone with either or because that's one of my favorite matches of all time. Is Swerve
a really good match.
It's so good,
God.
I don't know, man. I really don't know because you can go either way. Like you ask me tomorrow, I have a different answer. It's one of those. Like you could have really gone either way it goes. Like honestly, like it. That was a really, really good match. God, great question. Thank you. Please, everybody, if there's a match that you would change the result of, you would Montreal Screwjob, put it in the comments. And if you can't put it in the comments, Add us on Twitter at WC Worldwide. As you see everybody else is at here, please make sure to follow everybody. Let me pull up my calendar. And Dev, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one. But we will be taking the next week off. So there will be no Wrestling with Tism, no Collective Weekly next week. We are taking our summer vacation next week. But we will return, I believe. Queens Road is going to be on the 12th.
Yeah.
Yes, so
I'll be there for that one.
Yes, we're going to have Queens Road July 12th. That's Sunday. And then the very next Monday, we're going to have Wrestling with Tism. And, of course, on the 16th, Wrestle Collective Weekly will be back. So please, so we're taking a week off. Again, enjoy the time with your family. A little bit of summer vacation, a little bit of R&R for the collective. But we will be back on the 12th with our latest episode of Queens Road. Very, very excited for that. Once again, want to thank everybody.
We'll be doing mid-year awards for women's wrestling. So if you guys have your ideas for who you think is match of the year so far, women's wrestler of the year, get those ideas to us and we'll shout you out.
Yeah,
we'll be doing the mid-year awards. Yeah.
And enjoy your fireworks with the Bang Bang Gang. That is your family. Bang Bang Bang.
Yes. And everybody, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as you know every time we go live. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in to the stream today. We thank you, as this is our last stream for at least for a week. We'll be back on the 16th. But, of course, the collective will be back on the 12th with Queens Road. We want to thank you. So for Carlos, for Dev, for Grumpy, for James, for all of us here at the collective, I am Jordan. We want to say thank you, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is the Wrestle Collective.